Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Industry Interaction Cell of the Department of Management at IGDTUW, I extend a warm welcome to one and all to this much awaited session on career opportunities in operations and supply chain management. Supply chain and operations is a critical part in organizations in planning, supplier selection and coordination, manufacturability, logistics, and much more to ensure that products can successfully be manufactured and shipped consistently, efficiently, and in high quality to millions of customers. Regardless of industry, supply chain and operations management is at the heart of every business. Faced with an increasingly global business world, employers are looking for employees who can solve complex problems, analytics, decision making, and communications. To make us aware about the various career opportunities in operations and supply chain management, we are glad to have amongst us a dynamic and impactful speaker, Mr. Vivek Kalia. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Now, I would like to invite Komal to introduce our esteemed speaker for the hour.
Mr. Vivek Kalia is a distinguished soldier who recently transformed into a corporate leader. In his distinguished career in the Indian Navy, spanning over 2 decades, he has traversed through all three mediums: sky, land, and water. He is an alumnus of National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, Pune, and Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, Ooty. He is a graduate from Jawaharlal University and did his masters from the Madras University. He is a graduate of Global Management Program from Instead Business School, France, Singapore. He also holds a diploma in Global Supply Chain Management from IIFT New Delhi. He has been second in command of a missile corvette, second in command of a guided missile destroyer, and also had the privilege of commanding an amphibious warship, which is a dream of every naval officer. In staff assignments at Naval Headquarters, he has been head of HR for Naval Aviation. He has been an advisor to Naval Aviation Head and also has served as Director Aircraft Procurement. Post 21 years of active service, he retired and joined the corporate world as Head of Business Operation, India and South Asia at the Airbus Group. In his present assignment, he heads the training business operations, flying and maintenance training for Airbus customers in India and South Asia. In addition, he is accountable for negotiation and management of all Airbus aviation training contracts, business performance, financial forecasting, and KPI monitoring. As business head, he is responsible for efficient running of Airbus India Training Center, Gurgaon and Bangalore for ensuring seamless customer experience. His mantra is work each day to become a better person that you were yesterday. Now, I would like to invite our esteemed guest, Mr. Vivek Kalia, to deliver his address.
Good afternoon all, and thank you very much, students and the faculty of the Department of Management, Indira Gandhi, Delhi Technical University for Women. I think I feel very humbled by your invite and the kind words you have spoken about me in the introduction. I would like to first of all congratulate all of you who have joined in, including some of the faculties who are there and other participants who have connected virtually. It's a great initiative, I think, from all your bright future leaders to connect with the industry experts and invite them, learn from their experiences, and so that they can share their experiences with regards to various industry exposures and what this industry, each industry brings in opportunities for the future. So in my short talk, which I will try to keep it a little less monologue and intend to give more time to you people to ask your questions so that it is more interactive. I would try and focus on what expertise I have gained over the last 23 years of my professional experience, both in the services and also in the now almost 2 years in the corporate world.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us such a crisp and insightful session.
and I think is know about the career opportunities, operation, and supply chain management. Now, I would request all the participants to put their doubts on the chat box so that we can convey it over to the sir. Okay, sir, the first question is, what is the scope of finance with operation?
So scope of finance in operations, definitely I think finance is the very integral part of operations, because without money you can't achieve anything. So obviously you have to look at your forecasting. You have to look at the forecasting. You have to generate numbers. What these numbers are going to speak out in your business model and next year. So obviously you need to know the finance, the hard skills of finance in operations, so that when the numbers are generated by you, it means when you make a business plan, you need financing for making a business plan. You need financing to optimize your business plan. You need your finance knowledge in ensuring that these particular business plans which are there, they are optimized. And also when you make a forecasting, and if you have to again review your business plan when you're generating your business, you have to see, okay, where did you go right, where did you go wrong. So being comfortable in those particular in those particular financial subjects is very important, because then you can advise the people who are dealing with the business and who are trying to optimize the business and run the business. They are able to take correct decisions. So finance becomes a great enabler in operations domain, because it is an enabler to run the business. So if it is going in green, again you have to see how better you can make it. If the business is going in red, then again you have to go back and see where can you cut, where can you optimize, and how can you bring in back the efficiency. So I think the being comfortable with the financial procedures, processes, and being able to analyze the financial statements and give out the correct output is important. So I think having a good financial knowledge and a deep financial knowledge definitely is a backbone for any business operation.
Vivek, Siddharth here.
Yeah, Siddharth. Yeah, please. One of my dear friends, Siddharth, and is a great, I think, doing a great job in Amazon. I think he's joined, and I'm happy to introduce him to you. And Siddharth, please go ahead and add on.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add on, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me, inviting me. Just to give an example of what Vivek just said and the question of the fact that where does finance kick in? I'll give you two examples over here so that it becomes more simplified for you. Let's take the last mile transportation consideration. Okay, fact that your order gets delivered by a delivery boy from Amazon or Flipkart to you. Where does it come from? How many people are involved in it? Whether it's a contractual employment or it's a full-time employment. If it's a full-time employment, where are they based out of, and how many people need to be at each pin code? There is a cost attached to it based on a headcount basis because you pay them a salary. And when you pay them a salary, there are benefits attached to it based on whether they're on contractual engagement or they're on full-time. So the cost aspect of it is something that finance deals with in the supply chain. So the supply chain guy over here tells me that if you put across X number of people in a Y pin code, it's going to help me with my customer experience and the speed of delivery. But the finance guy over there is going to tell us, if we put that guy over there, this is going to cost me this much, which is a green or a red based on the business objectives and the budget that we have. That's where finance kicks in. The other side of supply chain, workforce management. Workforce management is completely on again, the number of people that you're going to have, the number of resources that you're going to place, the direction of delivery that you are going to take. If you have to reach from point A to point B, whether you should take a four-wheeler to reach there, whether you should take a two-wheeler to reach there, whether you should take a three-wheeler to reach there, whether you should deliver it from warehouse A or from warehouse B. Everything has a cost attached to it because of the distance the person is going to travel, the vehicle the person is going to take, the salary the person is going to be given. Without the finance people in the entire scheme of things and planning, it is impossible for you to know whether you are running a successful business or a business of loss.
Thank you so much, sir, for clarifying that, because honestly speaking, right now, all of us and all our they are into, a very critical phase of selecting the particular domains in which they want to see their future in. So I'm pretty sure that, this will help them a lot. So we have more questions coming in. So the next question that is there is from one of my batchmate only. Her name is Garima. She's asking that we have a subject named Importance of Business Process Management and Change. How critical is it to understand this subject if we are looking for a future in operations and supply chain? If you can please explain with an example. So the course name is Importance of Business Process Management and Change.
See, if I talk about business process management and change, if I talk about that, I think business process management definitely, as I was mentioning during my talk, was that the business process management is obviously the whole process which is there. So the management of each link which is there, that is means from an ideation stage of a business process. If the product is already existing, uh, like I gave you a training business kind of a thing, an example which I gave you. So business process management, if I talk about the domain where I am probably part of it, is that how well I am able to understand my customers' demand first of all. Let's say in this case, there's an airline customer. How best am I able to understand or probably able to offer my product to them, and thereafter how better I am able to curate those particular products for those customers, and then ensure that those products are delivered correctly. The product or service is delivered correctly to my customer is important. So in between, I think the process which is linking all these subjects right till the stage where the product is successfully delivered, or the product is delivered and thereafter either you have been successful or you have not been successful. So I think the process, you have to first understand the process. You have to understand that okay, which are the particular places where the business could have done better in delivering that particular product to the customer. Uh, those particular things, how we can optimize is better, and then I think if you talk about change or a change management, again if you talk about change management, if I say part of it is that how better are you able to adapt yourself with regards to what has come back from the customer. It means if you are not being able to satisfy the customer, or you're not been able to satisfy, your product has not been able to satisfy, how better and how quickly can you adapt yourself and come back into the into the to back to the stage where this product was made, and how you can better uh, quickly and better generate the product, give it back to the customer so that the satisfaction. So it involves the change management, it involves the management of I think the thought process of all the people who are linked throughout this business process. So change management, though it's a subject in itself which is there, but change within part of the business process management is that how quickly you are able to take and positively able to take those ideas with regards to what product you have delivered to the customer, and able to optimize it better so that you ensure that the customer satisfaction is the best delivered to these people. So I have tried to give you an idea specifically with regards to the business I am part of it, and how probably we take this thing. Simple thing we take from the customer is that we ensure that we listen to our customer very much. It means we ensure that we are keeping an open ear, even if we know that okay, what to understand what the customer's pain point. So first we keep a very open ear to the customer, and thereafter once the customer's agree thing has been heard, then we go back, instead of giving a straight away quick fix answers to the customer upfront in itself, we go back to the drawing board and see okay, yes, where did we go wrong. We make our process and their service delivery better, and then we go back to them that yes, now you share your feedback again. So we are adaptable to change, we are adaptable to listening to the customer's requirement, and we are adaptable to optimizing our processes better so that our delivery is better, and in the end result our customer is able to be satisfied from it. Siddharth, anything you would like to add, maybe with regards to specifically the business you are part of it?
Uh, yeah, I'll just add a consumer-centric behavior. I mean, all of it revolves around customer at the end of the day. So let's take a mobile phone business into consideration over here. Initially, the only brand that we knew was Nokia. And then all the private players start coming into the world with we have Xiaomi, we have Oppo, we have OnePlus. Now, if you look at it, the mobile phone industry evolves every 3 months. By the end, but if you buy a phone today, by 3 months it is considered as old technology because today you have three cameras, tomorrow it might be four cameras. Now, when with such a range and speed of evolution of technology, it means that the world is going through a change. It means the consumer behavior is going through a change. The amount of money that you had initially, you used to keep one phone and you used to exchange it for another. Today, you can afford to keep two phones, or you can keep a phone with dual SIM. Now, with this change of customer-centric behavior, you need to change your business accordingly. The way you were selling your Nokia phones, you cannot sell it for a Xiaomi. That's why Xiaomi had just one particular platform of Flipkart to sell it on. Then came the concept of flash sales. Flash sales is when you have one particular product being sold at a particular time for a particular amount of duration. Now, these are business strategies and business changes that the entire supply chain needs to adapt to because it is an ever evolving technology. And it is not just in terms of mobile phones, cars. You have the logistics business. The logistics business used to revolve around you send a letter probably 20 years back. It used to reach you after 21 to 30 days. Today, you place an order on Amazon or Flipkart in the morning, there is a 50% chance you get it on the same day or a 75% chance you get it on the next day. So every industry has to adapt to the change that the customer is expecting. And that is where business analysis, business changes, those kind of subjects come into play. And you should be prepared for it. Preparation for those kind of things, planning about it, and then ensuring that goes into the supply chain and not keeping the supply chain agile about it is where this subject kicks in, is where the importance of this subject comes in.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering. There's another question from our batchmate. We see there is a boom for research in these times. Is taking up research in operations and supply chain management a good choice?
See, research, if I say doing a research into any subject is always a great idea. There's no this thing because you're trying to get something better. Means you are putting on your thinking caps and you are trying to uh, think think beyond what is there. Think sometimes they say think out of the box for what is existing. And as Siddharth mentioned in the previous example also, I think that what is the customer's need, which is there. If the customer's particular needs are not being met by the products which you are delivering, and you're not adapting, so it means it is a time for you to go back to the design board again. So there the design thinking comes in, there definitely the research comes in. Okay, that what is the particular are we contemporary with regards to the customer's need which is there? Are we contemporary? It may be with regards to I would say the production of it, but are our processes nimble enough? Are our processes I would say agile enough that they are able to meet the needs of delivering or the getting the product to the supply chain of ours? Or even in an industrial setup, does our processes which are there, does our processes which are part of a larger operations domain, are our processes adaptive enough? Are our processes, are they archaic processes? Means they do not hold any ground at that this moment of time. So whether it is to do with the process enhancement, or it is to do with regards to the product enhancement, or it is to do with the service delivery enhancement of part of it. Every place definitely going back and doing a research and ensuring that you are able to deliver in each of these domains, that is process enhancement, product enhancement, and also the delivery and the customer satisfaction enhancement. I think research definitely uh, will help in understanding that what does the customer expect from you. So if you are able to deliver to the customer what the customer expects from you, definitely there will be a greater willingness to pay from the customer side, and you will be able to definitely bring in much more revenues in your coffers and remain in green like that. So I think research definitely has a larger play into it. But I would say yes, maybe initially learn about the operations first, get your hands dirty, and then I think go once you gain sufficient knowledge, then you think, because if you want to gain everything at one go and then enter into the industry, even the industry will be a little confused at which particular domain to give it to you. So I would personally recommend that till the time the mind is agile and nimble and it is not corrupted by the so many processes, first learn, first go and learn hands on, get your hands dirty in the domain which is there, and then once you come out with this thing, you will come out with some 20 ideas, and then put in those particular ideas into research, and I think you will do a better job than initially only getting into a research.
Thank you so much, sir. So the next question from the student is the impact of Industry 4.0 on supply chain.
See, Industry 4.0 definitely. Industry 4.0 is all about I think the technology. It is about the machines coming into play. It is about AI coming into play. It is about, I think, various concepts of machine learning, concepts of AI, concept of data, which is coming into play. So I think it has to be together. It has got a play together to it. Everybody is affected with it. All those who adapt this industry 4.0 initiatives in their supply chain, they will definitely make their processes much more agile, adaptive, and responsive, and definitely cut the time which is involved, because industry 4.0 initiatives which are there, which are part of the thing, they are there to make your processes better. They are there to save the most important ingredient, that is time for you. They're there to actually mine that data, the humongous amount of data which is novel, because everything is there in the computer, or a chip, something's there. It is able to it is able to gather, process, and give you an actionable data part of it. So if you're able to use the data and enable your supply chain processes along with it, it is better. You see so many bots now operating in the inventory management. They can do there's an RFID tagging which is happening for the inventory management. It used to be done manually earlier, but now all those things are there because human and machines are working together now. They are collaborating and working together. So humans know it's a myth that the machines are taking away human job. I think they're enabling human job, and they're making it much more. They are making it much more. I would say they are making it much more efficient in a business deliveries, which is there, and the whole supply chain is getting much more efficient in this part. So I would say the industry 4.0 and supply chain have to go hand in hand for the business efficiency and the supply chain efficiency, which is there. Anything, Siddharth, you want to add on specifically with your expertise?
No, absolutely, you nailed it. It will be obviously the evolution does exist, and we have been working on it towards automation, and most of it is on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, uh, one of the biggest domains that we are talking about, e-commerce, where the robotics are already into play. 50% of our warehouses are under Amazon robotics, and the remaining are manual. Now, these kind of things where the question comes in about human threat, whether our jobs are going to go, whether jobs are going to come in. But think about it from the perspective that today we stand at a place where everything is manual, and we are at the stage of evolution. So by the time the entire 4.0 comes into play, and we are completely machine dependent and there is no human involvement, I would say from my perspective that is still 50 to 100 years from now. It will not come to a stage, because ultimately the codes that have to be written to train those machineries or let's say the machineries that are going to run the entire factory needs to be built somewhere. Wherever it is going to be built, there needs to be someone who needs to pack it, put it into a carton, ship it. Somebody needs to drive that vehicle. So if we are talking about a Jetsons future where everything is driven by robots, machinery, it's not a foreseeable future where it is complete machines. But right now we are at a stage where it's probably a 75 to 80% human, 20% machines. And I mean, we are all safe from sounding the alarm bell to say that, machines are going to take over, or Ford Auto is going to ensure that men are going to lose their job. Let's not think on those directions. I would say it's a very healthy environment that is being worked upon, spoken about. Uh, every industry is just trying to ensure that they save costs. Nobody is working with the objective that we need to eliminate our workforces. Let's think about it this way.
How beneficial it would be to have Lean Six Sigma certificate in the beginning of the career, or shall we go for it after having some experience in the industry?
See, if you ask me from my point of view, I would say it's not a Lean Six Sigma is not a very complex certification which is there, but it puts you on the right track. Especially a green belt kind of a certification will definitely put your mind in the right track where you understand the correct processes. So I think if even if you because it doesn't have a too much of a cost or a time investment involved into it. So having it into your kitty initially also won't harm because it does not involve too much of a cost or a time penalty of it. But definitely because once you are part of a particular assignment and you are part of an initial assignment, I think more thing is with regards to your delivery of that particular assignment. Means, you will be more delivering that job. There may be lesser thinking, more delivery into it, but it again depends on the leaders you are working with. Some leaders enable their people to give and give those ideas and are able to ask for better optimization, which can happen to this. So I think having that knowledge can definitely be enabler when you're working with a particular set of people, where you can bring in this thoughts, and this certification can definitely help you. It will definitely be a good part of your resume also initially, and it can put you in a right thinking track, how to better optimize and how to avoid any kind of wastages which are there, which definitely can help in the business environment. That's my thought. Maybe Siddharth, from your perspective with regard to hiring, anything you'd like to add here?
Yeah, I mean, as you said it rightly, it's not a very complex certification as such, and having it does help in a way because it gives you some perspective on how to approach a problem, what are the basic steps of breaking it down and taking it forward at the end of the day. But what really helps is the aspect of having some corporate exposure and understanding on what exactly are the kind of problems that you might come across. Doing a project certification while you are in your uh, educational period of life does not really give you the kind of real-time interaction of people or the real-time problems that people face, which uh, you might be able to solve once you understand the problem from a human perspective. So the projects that you have done for that certification while you are studying may or may not have that big amount of an experience providing satisfaction, which probably will be better when you do it during a corporate case of things. So to put it short, I would just say that yes, it is a value add to your resume. But having said that, it would be helpful if you did it during your corporate tenure so that you approach the problems in the right way with understanding the impact it's going to provide to you after having solved that problem.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Siddharth, sir. So the next, this is, sir, actually, this is something related to, like, creation of two streams. So one of her batchmate, she's asking that, what is the scope of operations and marketing together? Like, how does both these streams work together? So if, if somebody wants to go for both of them. So we actually have a dual specialization in our college in IGDTUW. So people are mostly having this doubt that, if we take two streams together, then how much they will complement each other, or how does operations and marketing move together?
See, operations and marketing, if I say they are, they are, I would not say they are related, but definitely at some time they can complement each other, which is there because marketing, obviously, you're taking a product to the client to sell that product. So it may not be directly associated with the operations because operations is delivering the service or delivering the particular resource, and it is more process driven. Whereas marketing is core with regards to understanding the customer needs and then probably delivering that particular customer needs which is there. So I would say it is a complementary kind of a function which is there, which can definitely enable you with regards to understanding the customer's need and what are the customers I think specific demands which are there, how you should pitch your product to the customer which is there, but are they directly related to each other? Uh, I'm not too certain, but yes, uh, they can complement, but whether they are directly related, I'm not too sure that they can actually be a great match with each other. Anything you would like to supplement, Siddharth?
Just to add on over here, marketing operations is obviously an existing subject that does exist. I would not completely write it off as such. Now, what are the KPIs that run marketing operations? Are very similar to what manufacturing operations is about. It's about your quality, it's about your productivity, it's about your throughput. Now, while they do exist on those parameters. So I would say a marketing operations manager or an operations manager dealing with marketing will deal with how many products did you market today, whether they had an impact, what is the revenue that you are bringing in. But at the end of the day, they are basic marketing KPIs as well. So if you talk about segregating this to domain where you're talking about just operations and just marketing, uh, there is a very small handshake over there. So if you want to look at it from that point, I would still suggest that keep these two subjects separate from each other is what I would suggest based on what I deal with or what are the kind of teams that we deal with. The marketing people do not get involved in the everyday operation side of things uh, because they deal mostly with the sales and finance side of things. From the operation side of things, operations is obviously divided into multiple charters of uh, IT operations, real estate operations, finance operations, but neither of them have a direct correlation with one. Or I would say that they don't shake hands. That's what I would say.
Thanks, Siddharth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you, sir. There is a question. What are the expectations of industry from supply chain and logistics postgraduates and the skills they're looking for?
I think I'll let Siddharth answer this question because he's an expert in supply chains and he's got almost a decade of experience. So, Siddharth, maybe you can take on this question.
Sure. Gladly, I'll take that. Thanks, Vivek. Uh, yes, if you talk to me about what is an expectation that we're keeping from a postgraduate or a graduate in the domain of supply chain, I would say that the entire field of the entire umbrella of supply chain is broken down into two verticals, planning and optimization. Planning and optimization both come under the single skill set domain of data analysis. Why I put data analysis into an emphasis over here is if you are planning, you're dealing with numbers. You need to come up with a solution that says that, hey, we have to go from point A to point B using this route. Or if you are doing optimization, again, you are doing some amount of research, you're again dealing with numbers, and all you're trying to do is save money for the organization. Money at the end of the day is numbers again. And as I said, planning earlier, it is about numbers. So if your familiarity with dealing with huge chunks or huge sets of data is what everyone is looking at. Today, at the end of the day, as I said, as we were talking about 4.0, we are slowly moving into the data analytics side of things, where we need more people who can come and give us the scope of automating something. Now, if you're talking about automation, again, dealing with huge chunks of data. Now, having a brain that says that you have a quality of leadership, inbuilt within you, you're born with it, you are good to drive teams, you're good to lead teams. That is the functional side of things that you will do eventually with experience and if you're given a team. But if the team comes ahead and tells you numbers that you don't understand, they're going to fool you and you're not able to be a successful leader. At the end of the day, you have a screwed up career. So you need to start up from scratch where you understand every nitty-gritty of what each number represents. Understand that the end objective of what you are trying to achieve within supply chain is cost saving. Whether it's about manpower planning, supply planning, demand planning, inventory planning, warehouse planning, whatever it is. The end objective is I need to save money. How do I save money? Probably change the route, probably change the warehouse, probably change the inventory, probably change the marketing strategy or whatever it is. Everything is about quantification. So you might come across to me as someone from an IIM Ahmedabad, from probably, let's say, the Wharton Business School from Pennsylvania or wherever you are. If you cannot speak numbers to me, if you cannot quantify your success to me, if you cannot use data to justify every decision-making skill that you're going to have, everything goes for a toss. Not just me, no leadership will talk to you without numbers in hand. So I would suggest, no matter what subject you are studying, give a shot of being good at numbers. It does not have to be maths. It does not have to be hybrid statistics. But if you can tell me 1 plus 1 equals to 2, but at some point you told me 1 plus 1 was equals to 3, I will start having my doubts on it. So let's say the entire hiring of supply chain is about looking into your resume and seeing that, yes, this guy is good with numbers. This guy has done projects that helps save money. This guy has some amount of leadership built within him. That's the most hybrid and most preferred candidate that I would want to have within the domain of supply chain.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering that question. So I just wanted to ask one more question that, like most of us, and not only most of us, this is a very usual thing that, people who are not having the, technical background, they usually have this thing in their minds that, we will not be able to take operations because it's all about numbers and maths. So, would you suggest, or maybe, if you can throw some light on, whether it will be an hindrance to the ones who are not having any BTech background if they opt for operations and supply chain?
Uh, just to correct over here, BTech has BTech and dealing with numbers are very different things. You might be an engineer over here, but all you might know is just to change a light bulb. You might be know how to build a thermostat. You might be good enough to write codes. Writing codes does not have to have any direct correlation with understanding numbers. When we say we are understanding numbers, is like I gave you a set of data. There are 50% of the people in a school who are boys, 50% of the people in a school that are girls. And then I give you a coefficient which says that boys are this strong or girls are this strong. Can you tell me who is going to win the match? That is the kind of basic questions that I want to ask you, and it has nothing to do with BTech. It has nothing to do with product management. It has nothing to do with having a technical degree. Technicalities are very different from analysis of numbers, coming into a conclusion using those numbers. Because at a certain times, even the housemaid that comes to our place to just clean stuff knows how much salary she earns and how much has been paid in advance, how much is pending. These are basic mathematics. These are basic common sense related analysis. That's what we are talking about. When we talk about numbers, we are talking about people. When you should be able to know whether the person is cheating you or not. You gave 100 rupees to the auto wala, he's supposed to give you back 20 rupees, but he gave you back just 10 rupees. But if you're not able to figure that out whether he cheated you or not, that means you are bad with numbers. And that means you are lacking basic life skills. And in that scenario, how can I trust you with big amount of data when we are talking about 25,000 pin codes, We are talking about 25 million subscribers. We are talking about 5 billion products. We are talking about probably a million trucks that are being driven around the world. You work with UPS, you work with Amazon, you work with Shell, you work with Royal Bank of Scotland. We are talking about customers in the number of millions. Just cannot run away from it. And it has nothing to do with whether you're BTech, BCom, BA, or BS. Think about it. I am a BSc. I'm neither from a tier one MBA college. I don't even have an MBA. But if I've come this far, it's because I had the basic logic of understanding whether I'm saving money or whether I'm losing it.
Thanks, Siddharth. Yeah, and I think I'd just like to compliment and supplement what Siddharth said, that yes, it is more about being able to draw the information out of those numbers, which is important, and not having the exact number skills which are there. Because you may have a technical skill, but as Siddharth rightly said, that you can change a light bulb, but that may not be the demand of it. So I think it is not about having that technical skill, but what you do with that data and how better can you analyze and get the sense out of the data and able to decipher whether the data is working for you or data is working against you is what you require. So it requires more of a basic common skills and your comfort with and your analytic skills which are there, not to do with your technical skills. So it should not be.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering that question. Because honestly speaking, this is like this answer will, clear a lot of things. Because people usually have this conception of, if it's, and obviously, I mean, like you said, analysis has no connection with BTech because it's all about, I mean, basic knowledge of numbers. So thank you so much for clarifying this question.
So the question is operation analytics certification and essential in industry?
See, I think again, as initially highlighted by Siddharth also, I think these are not the start points of any career opportunity. I think these are add-ons which you should add on to yourself once you gain experience and once you are able to be part of the operations and see what particular operations you are dealing with. So I think being part of an analytics again to start a career may not be important, but yes, you should be obviously be comfortable with handling the data and being able to have a common basic analysis of the data. But yes, once you are in part of the industry, I think you should supplement yourself, your knowledge base with regards to these kind of certifications. But to start with the theoretical knowledge of it may not may be the essential thing which is there. But subsequently, definitely, I think it definitely can act as a great complement to your skill sets.
Thank you so much, sir. So this is the last question that I'm asking. So there is this student, her name is Jasleen Kaur. She has asked in the chat box also that, if we take supply chain management and e-commerce and logistics planning, these are the two like subjects, then will it complement marketing or have any benefit while looking for a job in marketing domain?
Uh, if I take a lead from the previous question, I would say uh, first answer will be no. That yes, they can again talk to each other, but they are not. They don't again have a great connection to each other because they're different domains altogether. They're very specific skill based domains which are there. So I don't think so that you should mix them again together with this thing. Supply chain management and logistics is a very clear domain, and marketing is again a clear domain. You can have an understanding of marketing just to understand your customer better, which is there. But supply chain and marketing together, going hand in hand, I think they are separate domains, and we should avoid mixing them together. That would be my suggestion.
And just to add on to it, to keep it simple over here, marketing is about ensuring the customer gets attracted to the product and comes towards the product. Supply chain is ensuring that the product reaches the customer. You understand? These are going in two different directions. The first part is customer is coming to the product. The second part is the product needs to reach the customer, the end product, right? So if you look at it, they work parallel. They're like rail tracks. They will always run parallel to each other, and one cannot survive without the other. But they will never shake hands.
Thank you so much, Siddharth sir. I mean, you've made it very simple for all of us. I mean, just saying it in one line. And thank you so much, Vivek sir. Gursimran, now you can proceed.
Thank you so much, sir, and Siddharth, sir, especially, and Vivek, sir. So patiently answering our students' question, and we all are actually out of words to thank you that making us everything clear in our head, which all we are having kind of doubts in our mind while we were selecting specialization. So I really want to thank you for that, and I would like to invite Sonia to give a vote of thanks.
I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Vivek Kalia, for enlightening us with his corporate knowledge. Thank you, sir, for giving deep insights into the topic and also revealing some interesting facts. I am pretty sure the knowledge that sir gave us will definitely help us in our future endeavors. We thank you for taking out the time from your busy schedule. I would like to thank VC ma'am, registrar sir, all the deans, HODs and faculty members for giving us opportunity to organize this event. Now I would like to invite Dr. Dhananjay Yadav sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, IGDTUW to extend a formal vote of thanks to our esteemed speaker.
Thank you, Sonia. Vivek sir and Siddharth sir, thanks a lot, sir. We feel very happy when some industry people join us and they guide our students. It, really, sir, it was very excellent session, and we got a lot of things, knowledge from you. Thank you, IIC team, for all of your efforts, and Sikha ma'am for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The session has been wonderful, especially for the MBA students. Right now, they are really juggling a lot in selecting their electives because that is going to shape their future. So, the inputs that you gave are really very important, and especially the industry perspective is what we actually lack as an academician, as in students. We really lack the industry perspective. So, thank you so much for providing us the same.
So, on behalf of the Industry Interaction Cell of Department of Management, IGDTUW, I would like to thank all the participants for joining the session. We hope that you had a great time. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a really nice day.
Thank you, Priti, and I think thank you all, everybody, and special thanks to Siddharth to spending his time and joining up, and I think clarifying and supplementing and complementing uh, what I had to say and what I had to share. I think thank you, Siddharth, for bringing the great perspectives from experience. And as we rightly we mentioned from our experience is that yes, uh, always remain agile in your this thing. Learn in the initial part, but yes, look at opportunities of actual work which is there, the actual work. Look at each work which you're doing, whatever exposure you're going to get in your future, in your assignments which is there. I think have an insightful thing, have a mind which always is inquisitive, is questioning something for betterment, questioning not just for questioning purposes, but questioning for betterment, to make some enhancement and make some value addition which is there, and thereafter complement and supplement it with regards to additional functional skills if you want to add on for you to grow, because obviously if you do not add on a skill to yourself, I think you will become redundant after some time. So learn right now, gain a rightful experience, and continue adding on skills to yourself, and I'm sure the life is great, and the future is very bright ahead of you. And thank you so much for I think at this invite. I really uh, deep gratitude from my side for this. Siddharth, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Vivek first, and I also want the students over here to take some inspiration from Vivek, from the aspect that he spent close to 2 decades in the defense forces, and then he made his way back, way out of it into the corporate life. When he's speaking about agility, adaptability, growth, learning, you can take his word for it, but from till the end of it, the way he has come up and the last 20 or 25 years of his career, look where he stands today. And as someone said back in the day, Rome wasn't built in a day. So don't think that you are going to become a Vivek Kalia from day one or a Siddharth from day one. Take your time, just be agile about, being open about learning, and yes, keep taking inspiration from people like Vivek is what I can tell you.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Siddharth sir, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, for being here with us and with Vivek sir also. And like Vivek sir said, that the industry aspect is also very important, and I think all your answers, I mean, you made it very easy for us also to understand, because at this point, just to get a guidance in a very easy manner, and just to get that information inside our heads is very important right now. And I think all the knowledge that Vivek sir and you have given to all the students, we are really grateful, and it's an honor for all of us to have you both with us today. And thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule and helping all our students and being here.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you all. Thank you, Siddharth. Pleasure connecting. God bless you all.